and how much harmony it restores. In this sense, peace mediation is not a departure from the rule of law. It is its fullest expression. It reminds us that justice is not only about resolving what has already broken, but about preserving what still holds us together.
अब हम अपने प्रोग्राम को शुरू करने से पहले राष्ट्रीय गीत वंदे मातरम के सम्मान में खड़े होंगे।
थैंक यू। भारतीय संस्कृति में दीप केवल प्रकाश का प्रतीक नहीं बल्कि ज्ञान, सत्य और मंगल का भी प्रतीक है। आइए हम सब मिलकर इस पावन दीप की ज्योति के साथ शांति, न्याय और संवाद के इस महायज्ञ का शुभारंभ करें। May I now respectfully invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to kindly grace us for the ceremonial lamp lighting.
विनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते शुभं
Thank you, dignitaries. A felicitation is a humble expression of our deepest respect and heartfelt gratitude. In Rajasthan, the safa is far more than a traditional headgear. It is a timeless symbol of honor, dignity, valor, responsibility, and a heartfelt respect. Along with the traditional Rajasthani safa, our distinguished guests shall also be presented with a planter symbolizing peace, harmony, prosperity, and sustainable growth. May I now proceed with the felicitation ceremony. May I most respectfully invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma Saab, the Acting Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court and Executive Chairman Ralsa, to kindly felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India, with the traditional Rajasthani safa and a planter. May I now invite Honorable Dr. Justice Pushpendra Singh Bhati, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman RHC-LHC Jodhpur, to kindly felicitate the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhajan Lal Sharma with the traditional Rajasthani safa and a planter. Leadership is dedicated to inclusive governance, development, and the welfare of the people. Under his stewardship, Rajasthan continues to uphold its rich cultural heritage while embracing progress and innovation. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Vineet Kumar Mathur, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Judge in Charge Mediation Jodhpur, to kindly felicitate His Lordship Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta, Judge Supreme Court of India, with the traditional Rajasthani safa and planter. His Lordship is an eminent jurist whose distinguished judicial career reflects profound legal scholarship, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to justice. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Inderjeet Singh, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Chairman RHC-LHC Jaipur, to kindly felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Vishnoi, Judge Supreme Court of India, with the traditional Rajasthani safa and a planter. Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Vishnoi has been associated with several significant decisions, including a landmark order in a matter where a bench directed a deposit of around rupees 100 crore with rupees 10 crore earmarked for strengthening legal services institutions. This thoughtful initiative underscores the judiciary's commitment not only to ensuring accountability, but also to reinforcing access to justice by empowering institutions dedicated to legal aid and public service. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Moga, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Abha Nayar Patel, Judge Supreme Court of Zambia, with the safa and the planter. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Mahendra Kumar Goyal, Judge Rajasthan High Court and Judge in Charge Mediation Jaipur, to kindly felicitate Honorable Minister Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal with the traditional Rajasthani safa and planter. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Murali Lakshman, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly felicitate Shri R. Venkataramani, Attorney General for India, May I invite Honorable Mr. Justice Farjand Ali, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma, the Acting Chief Justice Rajasthan High Court and Executive Chairman Ralsa, with the Safa and planter. May I now invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sudesh Bansal, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly felicitate Shri Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General of India, with Safa and a planter. May now invite Shri Chanchal Mishra, Registrar General, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly felicitate Shri Vikas Singh, President, Supreme Court Bar Association, with Safa and a planter. May I now invite Shri Hariom Atri, Member Secretary Ralsa, to kindly felicitate Shri Aruneshwar Gupta, Vice President Nivaran. May I again request Shri Hariom Atri, Member Secretary Ralsa, to kindly felicitate our guests of the dais, Advocate General Shri Rajendra Prasad, Chief Secretary Shri V. Srinivas, DGP Government of India Shri Rajiv Kumar Sharma, may we once again extend a warm round of applause to all our distinguished dignitaries present in the hall. I request Madam Prerna Sharma, Madam CJR, to kindly felicitate Madam Sandeep Mehta of the dais. Sorry, thank you. The legal services movement in India has been guided by the vision of ensuring justice reaches every citizen irrespective of social or economic status. To celebrate this commitment towards accessible justice, we shall now witness the presentation of Nalsa theme song. Can we have Nalsa theme song?
एहसास न्याय का सबके लिए, आकाश न्याय का सबके लिए, उल्लास न्याय का सबके लिए, विश्वास न्याय का सबके लिए। अपने इस हिंदुस्तान पर हक हमारा भी तो है, इंसाफ के इस आशिया पर हक हमारा भी तो है। एक मुट्ठी आसमां पर हक हमारा भी तो है, एक मुट्ठी आसमां पर हक हमारा भी तो है।
ये न सोचो दर्द हमारा कहीं सुना न जाएगा, अब न्यायालय खुद चलकर चौपालों तक आएगा।
लाचारों को न्याय मिलेगा, दुखियारों को न्याय मिलेगा, कमजोरों को न्याय मिलेगा, मजलूमों को न्याय मिलेगा। अपने इस हिंदुस्तान पर हक हमारा भी तो है, उम्मीदों के इस गुलसितां पर हक हमारा भी तो है। एक मुट्ठी आसमां पर हक हमारा भी तो है, एक मुट्ठी आसमां पर हक हमारा भी तो है।
गरीब और कमजोरों को मुफ्त एवं सक्षम कानूनी सहायता के लिए प्रतिबद्ध विधिक सेवा प्राधिकरण नालसा, न्याय सबके लिए।
Thank you. I kindly seek to excuse a minute to felicitate Madam Prerna Sharma, wife of Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma, the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court. Ma'am, we apologize for this honest mistake. Ma'am and I. Thank you. As we move ahead towards the welcome address, under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma, the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court and Executive Chairman, Ralsa, the Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority has reached new milestones in strengthening legal aid, institutionalizing mediation, promoting alternative dispute resolution, and ensuring that justice reaches the last person in society. His Lordship's unwavering commitment to innovation in this justice delivery system, his steadfast belief in dialogue over discord, and his timeless efforts towards building a more compassionate and people-centric legal ecosystem have transformed the vision of legal services into a vibrant reality. May I now respectfully invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma, the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court, and Executive Chairman Ralsa to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Is it? Yes. Honorable, our esteemed guest, Chief Guest, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Mr. Justice Suryakant ji, Honorable Union Minister of State for Law and Justice, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Shri Bhajanlal Sharma ji, Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta ji, and Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Vishnoi ji, Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Abha Nair Patel, Judge, Supreme Court, Zambia, my esteemed sister and brother judges of the Rajasthan High Court, Shri R. Venkatramani, Senior Advocate and Learned Attorney General of India, Shri Tushar Mehta, Senior Advocate and Learned Solicitor General of India, Shri Vikas Singh, Senior Advocate and Learned President of Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri Aruneshwar Gupta, Senior Advocate and Vice President Nivaran, Shri R. Santhana Krishnan, Honorary Life President, CLA and President Nivaran, Dr. Nandini Gore, Secretary Nivaran, Shri Rajendra Prasad, Senior Advocate and Advocate General of Rajasthan, Shri Rajiv Sogarwal, President, Rajasthan High Court Bar Association, Shri Dipesh Sharma, General Secretary, Rajasthan High Court Bar Association, representatives of the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, learned senior advocates, learned members of the bar, Shri Kuntal Sharma Pathak, Registrar cum PPS to Honorable Chief Justice of India, Shri Chanchal Mishra, Registrar General, Rajasthan High Court, Shri Ajay Singh, Registrar cum Principal Secretary, Rajasthan High Court, officers of the Registry of the Rajasthan High Court, Shri Raghavendra Kachwan, Principal Secretary, Law and Legal Affairs Department, Government of Rajasthan, Shri Hariom Atri, Member Secretary and other officers of the Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, distinguished delegates, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to welcome you all to this 3-day Commonwealth Peace Mediation Conference on Peace Mediation and Rule of Law, being jointly organized by the Rajasthan High Court, Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, Supreme Court Bar Association, Nivaran Mediators of Supreme Court, and Commonwealth Lawyers Association at Jaipur, the Pink City, and also known as Choti Kashi of India. While several conferences have been organized from time to time in this beautiful city of Jaipur, it is for the first time that this Commonwealth Peace Mediation Conference is being held at the international level in the city of Jaipur. At the outset, I take this opportunity to welcome our esteemed Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant ji, Chief Justice of India, who has been kind enough to accept our invite and has taken out time from his exceptionally demanding schedule to be part of this conference. His Lordship has always shown keen interest to be part of any judicial program where there is a discussion of improving judicial excellence. His unwavering commitment for the advancement of access to justice to the last man of the society is known to all. His Lordship has, in his various speeches, reflected the need to ensure that our justice should be modernized and must have an effective, humane approach. His Lordship has always reflected that mediation is not to be used just as a tool of dispute resolution, but an effective instrument for fostering social harmony and institutional trust. I hope that we would learn a lot more in these coming days and will be enriched by his experiences and suggestions for impactful initiatives to strengthen legal services, mediation, and other alternate dispute resolution mechanisms. I also extend a warm welcome to Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Honorable Union Minister for Law and Justice, who is the son of the soil and whose efforts towards modernization of justice delivery system and promotion of ADR mechanisms have significantly contributed towards strengthening the rule of law. Several legal reforms have been introduced while he has been holding the post. He has played an important role in making administration of justice more efficient, accessible, and responsive to the needs of the society. I also extend a welcome to our young, dynamic Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Honorable Shri Bhajanlal Sharma ji, who is a visionary. After his taking over as the Chief Minister, the state has witnessed remarkable progress across several sectors, which also includes in the field of justice delivery system. To make it citizen-centric, the government under his leadership has always been open to the judiciary in order to achieve and strengthen the judicial infrastructure. He has been consistently extending his wholehearted support Recently, he has sanctioned the construction of 2 guest houses for the honorable judges, both at Jaipur and Jodhpur. He has also promised the High Court to provide land for new building of the High Court bench at Jaipur. I extend my personal thanks to him. I also take this opportunity to extend my heartiest welcome to the 2 honorable judges seated at the Supreme Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta and Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Vishnoi, who are the 2 feathers in the cap of Rajasthan High Court, for taking out their valuable time to attend this conference and bless us. I also extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Ms. Justice Abha Patel, Judge, Supreme Court of Zambia, and Honorable Mr. Justice Vashish Kokram, Judge, Appellate Tribunal, Bahamas, for sparing their valuable time to be part of this conference. I also extend heartiest welcome to Sri R. Venkatramani ji, Learned Attorney General of India, and Sri Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, who are the stalwarts of this legal profession. They are not only gurus for the young lawyers, but also able statesmen, assisting the courts in all respect and also encouraging the mediation drive. I also extend a warm welcome to Sri R. Santana Krishnan, Honorary Life President, CLA, and President Nivaran, and other distinguished guests and delegates, whose gracious presence has added distinction, dignity, and value to these proceedings. The theme of this 3-day conference is both timely and enduring. In an increasingly interconnected world, where disputes often transcend geographical and cultural boundaries, sustainable peace cannot rest solely upon adjudication. The rule of law is the defining characteristic of every constitutional democracy. It secures equality before the law, protects individual rights, promotes accountability, and sustains public confidence in democratic institutions. Peace cannot flourish without justice, and justice cannot endure without the rule of law. Through judicial encouragement, institutional support, and progressive legislative reforms, mediation is steadily becoming an integral pillar of our justice delivery framework. It places the individual at the center of the dispute resolution, encourages participation rather than confrontation, preserves relationships rather than rupturing them, and promotes outcomes that are accepted because they are arrived at voluntarily. In doing so, mediation does not diminish the authority of the courts. Rather, it complements the formal justice system by enabling courts to devote greater attention to matters that truly require authoritative adjudication. India's commitment to mediation has acquired renewed momentum in recent years. Judicial initiatives, institutional innovation, and progressive legislative measures have collectively transformed mediation from an alternative process into an essential component of our justice delivery system. This reflects a broader recognition that a modern legal system must be not only efficient, but also humane, participatory, and responsive to the needs of the society. I take this opportunity to also inform that our High Court has taken up several significant information and communication technological initiatives. Several digital initiatives have been launched from time to time. With the help of the communication technology, we have been able to also monitor at the state level our initiatives taken up by the Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority. As the Executive Chairman of the Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, I feel proud to inform you that our state judiciary has been performing extremely well in getting the cases decided through mediation. As many as 22,000 cases were decided in the campaign, namely Mediation for the Nation 1.0, and in Mediation for the Nation 2.0 drive mediation, we have been able to successfully resolve around 25,000 cases, which is the second best in the country. We have also succeeded in getting the matters resolved even with respect to Debt Recovery Tribunal, where almost 500 cases were resolved by holding a special Lok Adalat. We have also been able to actively assist in a flagship mediation initiative, namely Samadhan Samaro, taken up under the visionary leadership of the Honorable Chief Justice of India, where as many as 50 cases have been amicably settled through mediation up till now, and I'm sure many more are in the pipeline. The city of Jaipur, marked as a splendor and vibrancy and colorfulness, mixed with rich culture, traditions, and religious attitude, has always attempted to live in an atmosphere of peace and harmony, where people believe in the judicial system. I, therefore, thank the organizers who have chosen the city of Jaipur for the purpose of this conference. Discussions will follow as to how to bring peace in the family of getting the matters resolved through mediation, which take place in the 8 different sessions which we will follow. I am sure these deliberations will generate and strengthen international cooperation across the Commonwealth nations. I convey my best wishes for the success of this conference. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship, for those gracious and inspiring words and setting the tone for the conference. We now move to a special moment in this evening's program, the launch of the book, an autobiography, Death of My Mistress, The Law, Birth of My Love, Justice. ये किताब है जो हमारे समक्ष डायस पे विराजे हुए श्री अरुणेश्वर गुप्ता ने लिखी है. मैं कल रात को उनसे मिलने के लिए गया था, इस किताब के बारे में बातचीत करने के लिए, पूछने के लिए कि किताब क्या है. तो वो कहते हैं मेरे को इन हिज ओन वर्ड्स दैट आई मेट द मिस्ट्रेस, यानी कि लॉ, आई मेट द मिस्ट्रेस ऑन 1st of August 1976 at 900 hours in the morning in 20A lawyers chamber at Supreme Court of India in the office of Ramamurthy and Company. और आज जब शाम को सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आखिरी दरवाजा बंद हुआ होगा और आखिरी व्यक्ति बाहर निकला होगा, तो हमारे ऑथर ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में वकालत करते हुए 50 साल गुजार दिए हैं. मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट है. कहते हैं कि हम में से बहुत सारे लोग तो शायद उस वक्त पैदा भी नहीं हुए होंगे. 50 years of सुप्रीम कोर्ट, अ डिस्टिंग्विश्ड करियर, रिमार्केबल करियर. मुझे लगता है कि तालियां जोर से बजनी चाहिए. Now, coming to the book, this book draws on 50 years of the author's practice of Supreme Court from 1976, as I said, to 2026. The book traces his journey from an unquestioning devotion to law as an institution to the discovery of justice as a higher calling, one rooted in truth, dignity, compassion, and mediation. Beyond personal memoir, the book reflects on judicial reform, legal education, and the future of justice delivery, even drawing parallels from Bhagavad Gita as a guide to advocacy and ethical conduct. Written with humility and balance, it is offered not as a story of a celebrated career, but an honest search from where the law ends and justice begins. The author, that is Sri Aruneshwar Gupta, has written so many other books also, like Financial Revolution 5.0, Legal Revolution 5.0, and Gita also. I invite our dignitaries in the dais to join for the release of his book, the autobiography, Death of the Mistress and Birth of My Love, Justice.
Thank you, Rayas. We wish him all the best. Now, as we proceed further, Mr. Vikas Singh is one of the India's most distinguished senior advocates and the president of the Supreme Court Bar Association. His leadership has strengthened the legal fraternity and played an important role in promoting professional excellence and dialogue within the justice delivery system. May I now invite Mr. Vikas Singh, President, Supreme Court Bar Association, for the address.
My Lord the Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, Honorable Law Minister Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Honorable Justice Vijay Bishnoi, Justice Sandeep Mehta, Acting Chief Justice of the Rajasthan High Court Shri Sanjeev Prakash Sharma ji, Learned Attorney General for India Shri R. Venkat Ramani, the Solicitor General for India Mr. Tushar Mehta, Aruneshwar Gupta, judges of this court, distinguished guests. On behalf of the Supreme Court Bar Association, it is my distinct honor to welcome to you all these distinguished judges, jurists, members of the bar and delegates from across the Commonwealth, the Global South, the international community to the historic city of Jaipur for the Commonwealth Peace Mediation Conference 2026. This landmark initiative stands as a proud collaborative movement brought to fruition by the Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, the Supreme Court Bar Association, and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association and Nivaran Mediators of the Supreme Court of India. We have gathered in Jaipur not merely to conduct another routine legal conference, but to ignite a civilization movement. Anchored in United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 16, which calls for peace, justice and strong institutions, and guided by our shared Commonwealth principles, CMPC 2026 seeks to redefine how human societies coexist and resolve conflict. For far too long, our legal systems have equated access to justice with mere access to courtroom buildings. The stark reality of modern litigation is that parties often endure multi-generational financial and emotional exhaustion only to receive a formal verdict that leaves both sides partly fractured. True access to justice must mean access to a resolution. Mediation represents the ultimate human-centric evolution of the rule of law because it repairs relationships, restores dignity, and preserves social cohesion rather than leaving behind a technical winner and a defeated loser. The Supreme Court in the AFCON's judgment has done a path-breaking job by holding that mediation is something which can be even referred to without the consent of the parties. Everyone in society feels that true justice has been done only when mediation succeeds, because a successful mediated settlement means that parties themselves have authored and owned their solution across every sphere of human conflict. Mediating for the planet, as climate pressures intensify, court judgments in environmental disputes create a binary winner and losers, whereas mediation brings developers and communities together to bring collaborative stewardship towards future generations. Healing the first institutions, mediation for family harmony and dignity. Under Section 9 of the Family Courts Act, a court decree can divide property, but only a mediated settlement can heal fractured lives, preserve dignity, and protect children. From retributive to restorative, reimagining justice through mediation in criminal law, under Section 359 of the BNS and 320 of the CRPC, for compoundable offences, mediation moves beyond pure punishment to victim restitution, accountability, and societal reconciliation. Beyond disputes to settlement, mediation as the engine of trust in modern commerce. Under Section 19 of the Mediation Act 2023, a mediated settlement agreement is enforced as a court decree, allowing businesses to maintain commercial trust and liquidity without freezing vital capital in decade-long litigation. Workplace harmony through mediation, resolving employment and service conflicts with dignity. In modern employment relationship, mediation resolves friction and restores workplace dignity without destroying organizational culture or employee morale. Building nations through consensus, mediation in infrastructure, construction and public. Under Section 20A of the Specific Relief Act 4849 of the Mediation, Mediation keeps nation-building projects moving forward while complex financial and contractual claims are resolved in parallel. Grassroots justice, empowering communities through dialogue, trust, and local resolution. Under Section 43-44 Mediation Act, community mediation resolves localized social conflicts where court judgments would only deepen division. Peace mediation as a civilizational tool, advancing peace, inclusion, and sustainable development. Backed by the Singapore Convention on Mediation, mediation serves as a civilization philosophy to replace geopolitical discord with structured dialogue. When a judge uses the authority to send an unwilling party to mediation, that judge is not denying them trial. That judge is offering them a doorway to true, lasting justice. Let us build a future where every legal conflict finds its ultimate peace at the mediation table. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enriching address. One of the country's foremost law officers, the distinguished advocacy of Sri Tushar Mehta, learned Solicitor General before constitutional courts, significantly contributes to the development of Indian public law. May I request, sir, to kindly address the gathering?
A very good evening to all of you. Honorable Justice Suryakant Sahab, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Sandeep Mehta, Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Bishnoi Sahab, the Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, the Honorable Law Minister, Meghwal ji, our vibrant Chief Minister, Shri Bhajan Lal Sharma ji, the Honorable Acting Chief Justice of India, Justice Patel, Honorable Judge from Zambia, Justice Mr. Venkatramani, my senior, and the learned Attorney General for India, Justice Kokaram, the Honorable Judge from Bahamas, brilliant judges of Rajasthan High Court, graceful ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you. Friends, we have to hear many learned speakers, and therefore I will not take much time. Confining to the subject of the present seminar, that is the conciliation, there are three things which come to mind when we talk about conciliation. What is the difference between a litigation and conciliation? First, it is inclusive. Nobody is separated. Second, it is long-lasting. Once and for all, the litigation is over, the dispute is over, the fight is over. Third and most important, in case of litigation, it's like a battle. Even a winner leaves the court with wounds, while in case of conciliation, both leave with healing. And that, friends, is the role of a conciliator. When I represent the government of India, I always find it difficult as to how you ensure that the government itself participates in the conciliation, because government is not an individual who can take decision. It's a body of collective individuals having their own rules of functioning, and there are their own jurisdictions. Can something be done to ensure that A, the government officers can be trained in the art of mediation as participants, not as mediators, and can some mechanism be evolved which ensures that an officer of a particular rank, when he sits on behalf of the government as a party, because the government is the largest litigant, he does not feel fearful of the consequences. That can happen only if there is a structured mechanism which is developed and he is authorized in some cases of some significance, to conciliate rather than contest. Now, this is a Commonwealth conciliation program. There may be a general feeling that conciliation is something which has developed in Western world and we have adopted in the Indian civilization. My answer is no. Conciliation is a part of our very basic, inherent Indianness. We have always been conciliating before consenting, before contesting. My apologies. We have always been conciliating before contesting, and while leaving this function at the end of the function, we must take two messages, and for that I'll give two examples from our history. The first history of conciliation was when Lord Rama was required to attack Sri Lanka. He could have easily won the war. He was a Lord incarnate. He was having a big army. But he sends Angad to conciliate with a message of conciliation that if Ravan is to conciliate, Ram will not attack Sri Lanka. Second, the biggest conciliator had been Lord Krishna. He had throughout the Mahabharata tried to conciliate one dispute after the other, the last being before Kurukshetra was to begin, he goes on behalf of Pandavas and tell Duryodhan that give them only 5 villages, we don't want to enter into a war. Duryodhan could not do that. The second message which we will take after the end of this conference is that if someone is determined for self-destruction, even Lord cannot conciliate. Ravan and Duryodhan are the examples. Friends, it's indeed a privilege to be here, especially being a part of the launch of book of my learned senior friend Aruneshwar Gupta ji. I really compliment him for two things. A, for writing an autobiography, and second, choosing a title which requires courage to choose. Every title of every autobiography has a history behind it. I'll just give two examples and sit down. I am reminded of, just while I was going through the book, I am reminded of Amrita Pritam, one of the greatest Hindi poetess of her time. She wrote an autobiography. She was a very plain, simple lady, but an amazing poetess. And she was a very good friend of Khushwant Singh, the then editor of the Illustrated Weekly of India, who used to write a column called With Malice Towards One and All, a very mischievous person. So, Amrita Pritam asked Khushwant Singh that I have written my autobiography, what should I name it? Khushwant Singh was a very mischievous man. He said, there is nothing significant which has happened in your life. You have always lived a simple life. Your autobiography can be written on the backside of a revenue ticket. So her autobiography is named by her as revenue ticket. Second, I am reminded of Ronald Reagan, the great American president, known for his wit and humor. His autobiography is named Where is the Rest of Me? And the story is that he used to be a eminent Hollywood star. He played a role of a soldier. He is wounded in the war and he loses the part of the body below his stomach. When he becomes conscious in the hospital, and when he realizes that half of his body is gone, he suddenly shouts, where is the rest of me? And that impacted his psyche so much that he named the autobiography as Where's the Rest of Me? We would like to know what is the secret behind such a bold title of the autobiography. Friends, I am really thankful for the organizers to inviting me, and I have been fortunate to be in the company of such brilliant minds of the country, and it has always been a pleasure to come to Rajasthan when my friends ask me that why Rajasthanis are extra polite. They always say hukum, they always say आप बिराजिए, and I will always tell them that आप एक बार पगड़ी पहन के देखिए, भाषा साफ हो जाएगी. Thank you so much. I wish this seminar the entire success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for those insightful remarks and drawing parallels from Ramayana and Mahabharata. मुझे आपकी बात से वो रश्मि रत्ती की पंक्तियां याद आ गई कि दो न्याय अगर तो आधा दो, पर इसमें भी यदि बाधा हो तो दे दो केवल 5 ग्राम, रखो अपनी धरती तमाम, हम वही खुशी से खाएंगे, परजन पर असीना उठाएंगे. दुर्योधन वह भी दे न सका आशीष, समाज की ले न सका, उल्टे हरि को बांधने चला जो था असाध्य, साधने चला जब नाश मनुज पर छाता है, पहले विवेक मर जाता है. हमारे पास कोर्ट्स है, हमारे पास आप है, हमारा विवेक जिंदा है सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. नाउ इट्स माय ऑनर टू इनवाइट मिस्टर आर वेंकट रमनी, द अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ इंडिया, टू एड्रेस द गैदरिंग.
Peace, not war, will always remain as a basic human search. Understanding each other and regarding each other in the midst of 1,000 differences is another human desire, regardless of many defaults and failures. Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Honorable Justice Abhay Patel, Justice and other judges of the Rajasthan High Court, my respectful Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal, Shri Bhajanlal Sharma, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, and all other dignitaries assembled here today. And what a wonderful gathering and a delightful gathering. On behalf of the mediation practitioners who have assembled here in good number, and on behalf of all the dignitaries who have added grace to the event by being here, I place my sincere gratitude to the Honorable the Chief Justice of India. He is not only a great presence today, but has been constantly sharing his views and concerns on the task ahead. I will be failing in my duty if I do not say how deeply engaged the Law Minister has been in supporting mediation, and he, as a Minister of not only for law, but for justice, we look forward for his huge role in furthering the cause of mediation. His presence will cheer the brave soldiers of mediation who deserve a wonderful role in the unfolding pages of mediation as a new national commitment to doing justice. We have the learned Solicitor General with his cheerful presence too. The adversarial system, like the invention of penicillin, is a great institutional gift we have articulated. It has gathered over long pages of our engagement with and pursuit of fairness many dimensions. Our commitment to expanding and strengthening access to justice has further plumbed the potentials of the adversarial system. But challenges have journeyed alongside. If discovery of truth by impartial means is its mandate, it pays a huge price by asking parties to be distant partners or manipulative partners in the process. Solace, contentment, bonding, and all the noble values of being together nurtured by all civilizations are casualties in the process. People become victors in the pursuit of justice not by truth and self-discovery, but by means and cause which are like the slimy potatoes we carry about bad experiences. The inherent strength of adversarial system will suffer its exploitation by money and other social factors. What shall we do? All possible tools and processes which may avoid these exploitative tendencies must be pursued to make seeing justice as a fulfillment and not as a loss or a gain in material scales. The voice of mediation is a voice of self-affirmation by self-engagement through knowing what is good and worthy of retention. I do not propose to engage to eulogize it or explain it to the well-informed gathering. This worthy instrument, we all may agree, needs nourishment and vigorous pursuit. It needs systemic attention. It deserves community engagement. It is not an alternate system by way of apology, but a real contest to adversarial system. Shall we not pledge to make it a wave that can make our justice pursuit real and heartfelt? I also wish to see that the day when India would soon be the headquarters of a global mediation association. The nation awaits the new chapters to be turned in its justice administration systems. We are no longer a small speck in the global scene. We are awakening to our immense potential of being a leader in many ways. The emerging areas of science and technology, the free movement of people, ideas and resources, and commodities across the world has brought before us many issues and challenges. Governance and ease of doing business and dispute resolution, both domestic and international, are primary in this. What transformations of our institution and the legal framework will address them? If we continue to move only on beaten tracks, making some changes here or some changes there, on the mere legal procedures, we will soon lose our leadership role. We may slide in the scales of an economic powerhouse and become subject to conditions imposed by current giants in economic status in the globe. All these call for a leap into the future and innovative solutions. Both domestic dispute resolution and international dispute resolution demand processes that are not hit by impartiality and that are not hit by all ills of the adversarial system. The adversarial system, regardless of its virtues of impartiality and objectivity, will still be a system deficient in its delivery. The reasons are many. Not all of them can be fully remedied. To what extent can doing justice be left to be given to be handled by parties in conflict? We are still in doubts and debates on this. As long as we are tied up to the adversarial system, we only talk about making the system work better. It is time to move out. When it comes to arbitration, we talk about party autonomy and least judicial intervention. Just as this, why cannot we talk about parties being empowered and strengthened in finding solutions through their assisted participation? This assisted participation, understood as mediation, must now receive as much attention as we are given to the adversarial system. Let it be a national pledge to move towards a non-adversarial system. How do we go about it? We need a national mediation education which law schools must undertake. We need national mediation equipment which call for institutionalizing mediation knowledge and training. We need to convert the sleeping mediation law into a majestic elephant. We need to redo our legal framework to lessen court controls on mediation. We need to make a self-reliant mediation as practice as good as a court practice and as maybe a shade better. All of them call for a big role, both for the Mediation Council and our National Mediation Association, which was launched last year. To begin with, maybe we should set up a national working group on legal changes, education suggestions, training structures which have national and international validity and recognitions. And for all this, we need a national commitment. We are, besides honorable the judges and the legal fraternity, others too. There is a great demand for summer schools on mediation. I see here Ms. Santana Krishnan, who has spent years with the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, is a testimony for the growing demand. This demand deserves attention. This conference, I suppose, will look at, when you talk of peace mediation, I understand mediation is peace. If mediation is not peace, what else can be peace? For a long time, we've been talking about rule of law in terms of mere independent institution of justice as promising justice delivery. But if just, what good of it if you have a beautiful building, but we cannot live there for long? Therefore, you have the ability of an adversarial system which has lost all its potential over a period of time. Given the huge and immense challenge we are seeing today, it's time to take leave of that institution for good and perhaps look at the mediation and the potential in significantly, radically different ways. And that's why I think conflicts like this will make a world of difference. And I'm sure with the continued support and encouragement of the institution of justice, I think we'll see mediation leaping into the future, into the near future, as the most promising way of people saying not merely access to justice, but access to results. Not merely access to an institution, but access to resolution. They are very important considerations. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, sir. Now may I invite the son of the soil, an able administrator, a person who has a deep understanding about the society and about Rajasthan, about country, who has been, a flag bearer of Rajasthan in the parliament, हमारे अपने श्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India, for his address. May we have you on the stage, sir, on the dais, sir.
International Conference on Commonwealth Peace Mediation and the Rule of Law. On this occasion, on the dais, visionary and dynamic Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Suryakantji, popular Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Honorable Shri Bhajanlalji Sharma Sahab, Justice Sandeep Mehta ji, Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, Justice Vijay Vishnoi ji, Honorable Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mrs. Justice Abha Nair Patel, Judge, Supreme Court of Zambia, Honorable Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma ji, Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court and Executive Chairman, Rajasthan State Legal Service Authority, Shri R. Venkat Ramani ji, Learned Attorney General for India, Shri Tushar Mehta ji, Learned Solicitor General of India, Shri Vikas Singh ji, President Supreme Court Bar Association, Vice President हमारे निवारण के अरुणेश्वर जी गुप्ता जी, हमारे राजस्थान के एजी साहब राजेंद्र जी, हमारे चीफ सेक्रेटरी श्रीनिवासन जी, हमारे डीजी पुलिस राजीव शर्मा जी, हमारे हाईकोर्ट राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन के सभी पदाधिकारीगण, प्रेस के भी साथी, सभी को नमस्कार करते हुए मैं मेरी बात शुरू करता हूं। At the outset, I extend my heartful congratulations to the Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, the Honorable Rajasthan High Court, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, the Supreme Court Bar Association, and Nivaran for successfully organizing this highly significant international conference. The theme of today's conference, Commonwealth Peace Mediation and the Rule of Law, is not merely a conference theme. It reflects one of the defining global necessity of the 21st century. At a time when the world is undergoing unprecedented economic, technological, and geopolitical transformations, peace, mediation, and the rule of law are no longer merely judicial concepts. They have become the foundational pillar of our global stability, economic progress, and sustainable development. Similarly, Honorable Tushar Mehta ji had discussed about the Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, and Angad. But I can add one thing. Similarly, Kautilya Shastra regarded impartial adjudication as the cornerstone of commerce and good governance. Our history also reminds us of a enduring tradition of Panch Parameshwar, which developed a dispute resolution system founded on impartiality, trust, concessions, and community participation. These traditions provided stability not only to society but also to trade and commerce. Viewed from this perspective, India's journey has been one from Panch Parameshwar to modern international mediation framework. It is a story of continuous evolution of our justice system, where traditional community-based justice has transformed into a rule-based, institutional and internationally trusted dispute resolution system. As India moves steadily towards establishing itself as a global dispute resolution hub, we are carrying forward this rich legacy through modern institutions, progressive legislation, and robust international partnership. Recently, the office of the Singapore International Arbitration Center was inaugurated in New Delhi, making another important milestone in this direction. Today, the global landscape is undergoing unprecedented transformations. In the era of Industry 4.0, artificial intelligence, digital assets, blockchain technology, IoT, robotics, cross-border data flows, fintech platform economy, climate-sensitive investment, and integrated global supply chain have fundamentally reshaped the nature of international commerce. While these developments have created immense opportunity, they have also given rise to increasingly complex legal and commerce disputes. The need today is not merely to resolve dispute, but to develop predictive legal framework capable of addressing future challenges. In such a scenario, mediation has emerged as one of the most effective mechanisms because it does not merely deliver decision, it preserves relationship. It does not merely determine legal rights, it rebuilds trust. In particular, the Mediation Act 2023 represents a historic milestone in India's judicial history. This landmark legislation has provided a robust legal framework for institutional mediation, pre-litigation mediation, the enforceability of mediated settlement agreements, and the development of a professional mediation ecosystem. It is not merely a statute, but an institutional commitment of fostering a culture of consensus-based justice in India. Alongside this, the Commercial Court Act, the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, the India International Arbitration Act, India International Arbitration Center Act, and the E-Court Phase 3 initiative have made significant contributions towards building a modern technology-enabled and investment-friendly dispute resolution ecosystem in the country. This conference is particularly significant for the Commonwealth nations. Our shared common law heritage provides us with a strong foundation. The need of the hour is to further strengthen this partnership through mediation, judicial cooperation, capacity building, mutual learning, cross-border enforcement, and exchange of best practices. I am confident that the deliberation over the next 3 days will extend far behind academic discussions and will provide fresh direction to legal, global peace, mediation, the rule of law, and access to justice. India firmly believes that where justice is achieved through dialogue, societies become more peaceful, economies become stronger, and democracies become more enduring, guided by the philosophy. We remain committed to promoting a culture of dialogue over dispute and resolution over legislation as we work towards realizing the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. In conclusion, I once again congratulate all the organizers for this commendable initiative and extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished Commonwealth delegates to the sacred land of India. I am confident that this conference will infuse the global mediation movement with renewed energy, fresh direction and shared sense of purpose. एक विषय सर, सीजे साहब आपकी परमिशन हो तो तुषार मेहता जी ने लिया कि ये जो अनेश्वर जी गुप्ता जी ने बुक लिखी है, एन ऑटोबायोग्राफी, डेथ ऑफ माई मिस्ट्रेस द लॉ, बर्थ ऑफ माई लव जस्टिस, तो मैंने भी मेरे जीवन में एक जस्टिस करने का प्रयास किया। मैंने भी एक पुस्तक लिखी है तुषार मेहता साहब, लेकिन वो पुस्तक पत्नी पे है। अब वो करेजियस है या नहीं है मुझे पता नहीं। पुस्तक का नाम है, नाम भी बहुत, 2 साल लगे मुझे इसको सेटल करने में, एक सफर हम सफर के साथ। फिर एक ट्रांसलेटर आया, उसने उस बुक का ट्रांसलेशन अंग्रेजी में किया, ए जर्नी विथ माई सोलमेट। अब ये करेज का काम है या नहीं मुझे पता नहीं, ये निर्णय आप करोगे, लेकिन अरुणेश्वर गुप्ता जी ने बहुत ही करेज का काम किया। मैं आपको बधाई देता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। कॉमनवेल्थ पीस मीडिएशन एंड द रूल ऑफ लॉ, समय बहुत अच्छा है सीजीआई साहब, इस समय कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स भी चल रहे हैं और हमारे पुरुष और महिला खिलाड़ी लगातार मेडल भी जीत रहे हैं। इसके लिए भी हम उन खिलाड़ियों को बधाई देते हैं। इसलिए मेरा इस अवसर पर आयोजकों को पुनः बधाई देता हुआ मैं मेरी वाणी को विराम देता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आभार।
Thank you, Honorable Sir, for your invaluable perspectives and meaningful inputs. The distinguished presence of Honorable Ms. Justice Abha Nayar Patel symbolizes the spirit of international judicial cooperation and the shared commitment of Commonwealth nations towards peace and the rule of law. May I respectfully invite Her Ladyship, Honorable Ms. Justice Abha Patel.
Good evening, everybody. I don't know if you can see me, but I hope you can hear me. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Honorable members of the Judiciary from India and the Commonwealth States, honored representatives of the state, learned advocates, fellow delegates, in the interest of time, permit me to adopt the protocol list as has been already observed. Allow me also to refer to you all as distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I bring with me warm greetings from the Honorable the Chief Justice of the Republic of Zambia, Honorable Dr. Mumba Malila, State Counsel. Honorable Chief Justice, allow me to make a comment off the cuff and on a light note. I don't know whether my presence on the top table today is a symbol of being a rose amongst the thorns or being the only thorn amongst the roses. And I will leave this matter in the hands of capable mediators. It is with deep humility and no small measure of gratitude that I stand before you this evening. to be invited to say a few words at the launch of this conference in this historical city of Jaipur, whose very stones seem to hold centuries of governance, diplomacy, and the pursuit of just order, is an honor I do not take lightly. Renowned poet Rumi said, and I quote, "Break the mirror of your name. Step outside the story of yourself. The sky has no biography, yet it holds every star." I want to begin simply by saying thank you. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you to the Judiciary of India and to my Lord the Chief Justice of India for extending this very warm welcome to me. Allow me a moment of personal reflection. I have the privilege, and I say this with humility rather than pride, of being the first woman of Indian origin to serve on the bench of the Supreme Court. To serve on the bench of the Supreme Court of Zambia. I receive this honor not with pride, but with deep reverence and a profound sense of responsibility and humble service. This is not merely a personal milestone. It is a door opened by God's hand so that others may walk through it. It reminds us that grace does not discriminate and that purpose and service knows no boundaries. When one has spent a career in the corridors of the law, moving, as many of us in this room have, from advocacy at the bar to the bench of the trial courts, through appellate benches and into the highest reaches of judicial service in the Supreme Court, one learns that recognition of this kind is rarely about an individual. It is a recognition of the institutions we serve, the traditions we inherit, and the values we are entrusted to protect. The theme of this conference, peace, mediation, and the rule of law, is not an abstraction to those of us who have sat in judgment, who have watched disputes fester into division, and who have seen how a well-timed act of mediation can restore what litigation alone cannot: relationship, dignity, and trust. The Commonwealth as an idea and as an institution has always understood something important: that law without reconciliation is incomplete, and that reconciliation without the rule of law is fragile. In this difficult world torn by conflict, this conference sits precisely at that intersection. I come to this gathering from Zambia, a country which has much to contribute to this conversation on peace mediation. Zambia's own experiences with traditional dispute resolution, such as the local courts, chieftaincy-based mediation, its regional peace-building role in Southern Africa, to mention just a few. These are not borrowed ideas, they are lived practice. And I believe they have as much to offer this Commonwealth family as we in turn have to learn from India's own extraordinary jurisprudential tradition, its judicial statesmanship, and its unique civilizational capacity to hold plurality and order together as a source of learning. The presence of the Commonwealth's judicial family here in Jaipur is itself a quiet testament to a shared inheritance, that our legal systems, however differently shaped by history, are bound by a common commitment to fairness, to due process, and to peace as something actively built, not merely declared. To the judicial and state hierarchy gathered here today, I recognize the weight of what you carry. The rule of law is not self-sustaining. It survives because women and men of conscience choose every day to uphold it, often quietly, often without applause. This conference and the fellowship it will build across our jurisdictions is one of the ways we sustain each other in that work. So let me close, Honorable Chief Justice, where I began, with deep gratitude. Gratitude for the invitation, gratitude for the trust it represents, and gratitude for the opportunity to stand among such distinguished company as we begin the next few days of dialogue in service of peace, justice, and the rule of law. I thank you all.
Thank you, Your Ladyship, for your profound words of wisdom and inspiring address. A distinguished jurist with deep roots in the legal fraternity of Rajasthan, the judicial journey of Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta has been marked by exceptional scholarship, unwavering integrity, and an enduring commitment to the constitutional ideas of justice, fairness, and the rule of law. As in the pre-conference meet, the Honorable panel talked about green mediators. Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta has consistently reflected a strong commitment to environmental protection by emphasizing that the right to clean and healthy environment is inseparable from the right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution. While hearing the Jojri River pollution matter, His Lordship was part of the Supreme Court bench that expressed grave concern over the continued discharge of toxic industrial effluents, describing the regulatory failure as unacceptable and insisting that no authority can permit citizens to be exposed to environmental hazards. With great honor and profound respect, may I now request Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta, Judge Supreme Court of India, to kindly address this distinguished gathering.
My Lord, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, the dynamic Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Shri Bhajanlalji Sharma Sahab, Law Minister Shri Arjun Ramji Meghwal Sahab, my esteemed brother Justice Vijay Vishnoi, Honorable Acting Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court, Justice Sanjeev Prakash Ji Sharma Sahab, Attorney General Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Shri Tushar Mehta Ji, Solicitor General, and my heart fills with pride when I welcome Justice Abha Nayar Patel, an honorable judge in the Supreme Court of Zambia, the first lady to honor the bench and a person of Indian origin. I congratulate you, madam, for this rare distinction. I'll tell you that our Honorable Chief Justice is a pioneer in women empowerment, and your presence on the dais with Honorable the Chief Justice of India is the ultimate privilege, ultimate example of what women empowerment is. The Honorable Chief Justice was, well, while we were traveling from Delhi to Jaipur, Honorable Chief Justice was telling me about your journey, and it has really been tremendous. And your brilliant speech makes it clear that it is purely on merit that you have attained that position. Once again, hearty congratulations to you. Shri Vikas Singh Ji, Shri Aruneshwar Ji Gupta, my esteemed sister and brother judges from the Rajasthan High Court, dear lawyer friends, judicial officers, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly privileged and honored to be a part of this inaugural session of this wonderful conference. Friends, this conference could not have come at a better time. Honorable Chief Justice of India is steering an amazing experiment by the name of Samadhan Samaroh, wherein for the first time all the high courts have been involved in the process of pre-settlement mediation. So what better a time to hold this conference just 22 days before we proceed to undertake that exercise of humongous proportions, where originally more than 35,000 cases were referred for settlement by mutual and amicable settlement, and efforts of the participating high courts, we are told, have been fantastic. I congratulate the Rajasthan High Court for having succeeded in settling 50 cases. This number may seem very small, but when seen in context of the stage where the litigation is, that is before the highest court of the country, where litigants are at the last frontier, there if you are able to settle 50 cases by mediation amicably, that would give rest to probably a litigation 30 years old or even more. So this is a fantastic achievement, and I'm sure that the Samadhan Samaroh under the astute leadership of Honorable Chief Justice of India will be a huge success. It will set a benchmark and it will be a precedent for times to come. Dear friends, this conference is also remarkable because it pursues the most powerful tool amongst all the facets of the ADR regime, that is arbitration, mediation and conciliation. While arbitration and conciliation still entail long-drawn journeys in the courts, mediation is one process which, once successful, ends the litigation once for all, and as we say, it is a win-win situation for both the parties. Supreme Court Mediation Center and the Delhi High Court Mediation Center have fantastic rates of success. The high courts are no doubt catching up. But how does that rate of success percolate down into every corner of the country? That is the pursuit which we are taking by organizing these kind of conferences. So I congratulate the organizers for having chosen a very thoughtful subject, a subject which is very relevant in the context of the huge pendency in this country. I've had my own experiences with mediation, and one of the most humbling experiences, a very small instance, was when there was a litigation between the parents and the son. Of course, litigation was over poverty. I was representing the son. It was a case in a judicial magistrate's court. There had been criminal cases, which was most unfortunate. So when I thought of the problem, it came to my mind that merely thinking as a lawyer, as a defense counsel, is perhaps not the right solution to this problem. So I told my client, moment you enter into the court and you see your parents, you fall down into their feet. And lo behold, he agreed to do that, and the moment he fell into the feet of his parents, they just picked him up and the parties started crying. The entire litigation was settled. That is what the impact of mediation is. So I am sure the vibrant discussions which will be made during the course of the sessions of the conference will throw new light and will throw out new ideas on how to mediate. A very important point was raised by Shri Tushar Mehta Sahab. How confidence is to be built in the government officers to accept the terms of mediation. I'll again tell you that this is again a matter of real pride that Honorable the Chief Justice is personally taking care of this aspect. He has taken a number of meetings with the law officers, with the secretaries of the department, and he is pushing for issuance of guidelines so that the officers can agree for settlements without any fear of retribution. Once that confidence is built and the officers are sensitized to go for mediation, I am sure that a large number of cases which ought not to have seen the light of the day would be settled. And once such cases are settled by mediation, I am sure the actions which precipitated the cases will also simmer down with time. I once again thank the organizers. I congratulate Sri Aruneshwar Gupta Sahab for the wonderful book he has written. Of course, a very bold title, as was described by learned Attorney General and Tushar Mehta Sahab. We will still delve into the background of the title when we go through the book. I again thank the Rajasthan High Court, the organizers, for having given me this opportunity to be amongst you for this wonderful conference. I wish the conference great success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship, for sharing your vision and this inspiring address. A dynamic leader committed to public service, the Honorable Chief Minister has been guiding Rajasthan on the path of inclusive development, good governance and sustainable progress, while preserving the state's rich cultural heritage and values. माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में राजस्थान विकास, सुशासन और जन कल्याण के नए आयाम स्थापित कर रहा है. It's now my privilege to invite Shri Bhajan Lal Sharma, Honorable the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, to address this august gathering.
सभी को नमस्कार। आज के इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कॉमनवेल्थ शांति मध्यस्थता सम्मेलन में मंच पर विराजमान भारत के माननीय मुख्य न्यायाधीश न्यायमूर्ति श्री सूर्यकांत जी, माननीय केंद्रीय विधि एवं न्याय मंत्री श्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल जी, माननीय न्यायाधीश सर्वोच्च न्यायालय भारत न्यायमूर्ति श्री संदीप मेहता जी, माननीय न्यायाधीश सर्वोच्च न्यायालय भारत न्यायमूर्ति श्री विजय बिश्नोई जी, माननीय अटॉर्नी जनरल भारत श्री आर वेंकटरमण जी, माननीय न्यायाधिपति सर्वोच्च न्यायालय जामिया न्यायमूर्ति सुश्री आभा पटेल जी, माननीय कार्यवाहक मुख्य न्यायाधीश राजस्थान न्यायमूर्ति श्री संजीव प्रकाश जी शर्मा जी, माननीय सॉलिसिटर जनरल भारत श्री तुषार मेहता जी, माननीय अध्यक्ष सुप्रीम कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन श्री विकास सिंह जी, माननीय उपाध्यक्ष निवारण अरुणेश्वर गुप्ता जी, भारत एवं राष्ट्र मंडल देशों से पधारे माननीय सर्वोच्च एवं उच्च न्यायालयों के न्यायाधीशगण, विभिन्न देशों के प्रतिष्ठित न्यायविद, संवैधानिक पदाधिकारी, विधि विशेषज्ञ, विद्वान अधिवक्तागण, कॉमनवेल्थ लॉयर्स एसोसिएशन तथा अन्य अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संस्थाओं के सम्मानित प्रतिनिधिगण, देवी और सज्जनों, सबसे पहले मैं आप सभी का राजस्थान की इस ऐतिहासिक गुलाबी नगरी में हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। हमारे लिए बड़े हर्ष एवं गर्व की बात है कि कॉमनवेल्थ शांति मध्यस्थता सम्मेलन 2026 के आयोजन के लिए राजस्थान की गौरवशाली धरा को आपने चुना है। यह अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन न्याय व्यवस्था, एक नई सोच, नई दिशा और नए वैश्विक दृष्टिकोण की शुरुआत है। आज हम एक ऐसे दौर से गुजर रहे हैं जहां समाज में तनाव, असंतोष और विवाद बढ़ रहे हैं, चाहे वो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर चल रहे हैं, संघर्ष हों, हमारे आपसी मतभेद हों या फिर हमारी अदालत में लंबित मामले हों। एक बात साफ है कि आज की दुनिया में को सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत अगर किसी चीज की है तो वो है शांति और मध्यस्थता। हम अक्सर सोचते हैं कि न्याय का मतलब किसी एक पक्ष का जीतना या दूसरे का हारना, लेकिन संवाद और मध्यस्थता की सबसे बड़ी खूबसूरती यह है कि हार जीत से आगे बढ़कर समाधान की बात करती है। यह केवल एक कानूनी या प्रशासनिक प्रक्रिया नहीं है, बल्कि हमारे समाज की वह सांस्कृतिक शक्ति है जो सदियों से हमें आपस में जोड़े हुए है। आज हमारी अदालतों पर मुकदमों का भारी बोझ, न्याय में देरी से आम आदमी का समय, पैसा और मानसिक शांति तीनों छिन जाते हैं। ऐसे समय में मध्यस्थता एक वैकल्पिक मार्ग नहीं, बल्कि समय की सबसे बड़ी मांग बन चुकी है। यह एक ऐसा माध्यम है जहां आपसी बातचीत से उन जटिल समस्याओं को हल किया जा सकता है जो सालों साल अदालती चक्कर काटने पर भी नहीं सुलझती। इस सम्मेलन की ऐसे कार्यक्रमों से निश्चित रूप से उनका समाधान मध्यस्थता के माध्यम से होता है, और वो मध्यस्थता के माध्यम से होता है, वो स्थायी भी होता है। क्योंकि अगर हम न्याय की परिभाषा करते हैं कि उनके मन नहीं मिलते हैं तो कोई ना कोई और विवाद होता है, लेकिन मध्यस्थता के माध्यम से उसका समाधान लंबे समय तक होता है। इस सम्मेलन की खास बात यह है कि यहां केवल मध्यस्थता नहीं बल्कि शांति मध्यस्थता पर मंथन होगा। सामान्य मध्यस्थता में अदालत के बाहर विवाद का समाधान किया जाता है, लेकिन शांति मध्यस्थता उससे कहीं आगे की सोच है। शांति मध्यस्थता में केवल मुकदमा ही समाप्त नहीं होता, बल्कि पक्षकारों के बीच वर्षों से चली आ रही कटुता, अविश्वास, मानसिक टकराव भी समाप्त होता है। यदि दो पक्ष केवल कानूनी मजबूती से में समझौता कर लें, लेकिन मन में विरोध बना रहे, तो भविष्य में नया विवाद जन्म लेता है। लेकिन शांति और मध्यस्थता में ऐसा समाधान खोजा जाता है जिसे दोनों पक्ष दिल से स्वीकार करते हैं और भविष्य में विवाद की कोई संभावना नहीं बचती है। आप सब जानते हैं, भारत के न्यायिक तंत्र की एक लंबी और समृद्ध परंपरा रही है, जिसमें अदालत के बाहर समझौता करना एक आदर्श रहा है, अपवाद नहीं है। सौहार्दपूर्ण समाधान को बढ़ावा देने का काम हमारे यहाँ पंचायतें करती आई हैं, और आप सभी ने देखा है जो ग्रामीण क्षेत्र से जुड़े हैं, ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में न्याय पंचायत हुआ करती थी, जिनका अधिकतर निपटारा उन न्याय पंचायतों के माध्यम से स्थानीय स्तर पर होता था। और स्थानीय स्तर पर होता था, लोगों को विश्वास इस बात का भी होता था कि पंच परमेश्वर जो 5 लोग करते हैं वो फैसला मान्य भी हो जाता था। उनको आगे बढ़ाने का कार्य न केवल विवादों को सुलझाना रहा, बल्कि दोनों पक्षों के बीच में किसी भी तरह की कड़वाहट को दूर करना भी रहा है। मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूं कि छोटे छोटे विवाद को हम अगर बाहर, अदालत के बाहर अगर उनको हम सुनते हैं तो उनके मन की बात भी निकल करके आती है और विवाद की समझाइश भी आ जाती है। नहीं तो वो आगे चल के जब पढ़ के चलता है तो कोर्ट में एविडेंस के कारण उन सारे विषय जो आते हैं उनमें कहीं ना कहीं पक्ष को समाधान होता है, लेकिन वो काफी समय के बाद होता है। देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का कहना है, यह न्याय सभी के लिए सुलभ हो, समय पर हो, हर व्यक्ति तक उसकी सामाजिक या वित्तीय पृष्ठभूमि की परवाह किए बिना पहुंचे, तभी सही मायने में सामाजिक न्याय की नींव बनता है। इसी सोच के साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, केंद्र सरकार ने देश में संस्थागत मध्यस्थता को सुदृढ़ बनाने के लिए कई महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाए। भारत अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मध्यस्थता केंद्र अधिनियम 2019 के तहत भारत अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मध्यस्थता केंद्र की स्थापना की गई। इससे देश में विवादों का त्वरित एवं विश्वसनीय समाधान का रास्ता खुला है। मध्यस्थता अधिनियम 2023 लागू कर मध्यस्थता को विवाद समाधान का एक प्रभावी, सरल और भरोसेमंद माध्यम बनाया गया है। राजस्थान भी हर व्यक्ति को न्याय सुलभ कराने के लिए हमारी सरकार संकल्पित है। इस दिशा में हमने अनेक पहल की हैं। राजसा के तहत बंदियों एवं बाल अपचारियों को विधिक सेवा एवं सहायता योजना 2015 के तहत 5,85,000 प्रकरणों में विधिक सहायता उपलब्ध कराई गई है। राजस्थान पीड़ित पृथक्कर योजना के तहत लगभग 4,000 पीड़ितों को 84 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक पृथक्कर राशि दी गई है। 1,20,000 विधिक साक्षरता शिविर आयोजित कर करीब 77 लाख लोगों को लाभान्वित किया गया है। वैकल्पिक विवाद निस्तारण के तहत मध्यस्थता केंद्रों से 21,000 से अधिक प्रकरणों का निस्तारण किया गया है। मीडिएशन फॉर नेशन अभियान के तहत लगभग 22,000 प्रकरणों का निस्तारण मध्यस्थता से किया गया है। मुझे विश्वास है कि इस सम्मेलन में होने वाले मंथन से मध्यस्थता व्यवस्था को और सुदृढ़ बनाने के लिए नए विचार, व्यवहारिक सुझाव प्राप्त होंगे। यह सम्मेलन न्याय व्यवस्था को नई दिशा देने के साथ ही समाजों को बीच सहयोग, समरसता, स्थायी शांति को भी सुदृढ़ करेगा। जयपुर पीस मीडिएशन डिक्लेरेशन से निकलने वाले निष्कर्ष भविष्य में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय विवादों को सुलझाने और शांति स्थापित करने में मार्गदर्शन की भूमिका निभाएंगे। मैं इस आयोजन के लिए राजस्थान राज्य विधिक सेवा प्राधिकरण, कॉमनवेल्थ लॉयर्स एसोसिएशन, सुप्रीम कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन समेत सभी आयोजकों को हार्दिक बधाई और शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मुझे आशा है कि इस सम्मेलन में होने वाले विमर्श में ऐसे ठोस निष्कर्ष सामने आएंगे जो विश्व में शांति, न्याय और विधि के शासन को और अधिक सशक्त बनाने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाएंगे। आप सभी का पुनः बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन, स्वागत, धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय राजस्थान।
Thank you, Honorable Sir. The Government of Rajasthan has also extended steadfast support to the initiatives of Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, strengthening legal aid, promoting mediation and alternative dispute resolution, and ensuring that access to justice reaches every section of society. Thank you, Honorable Sir.
And now the moment has come. This gathering has been looking forward to. I invite our chief guest this evening, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India, to address the gathering. He does not need any introduction from my side. I am too small to speak about him.
Shri Bhajanlal Sharma ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Justice Sandeep Mehta, Justice Vijay Bishnoi, my esteemed colleagues from the Supreme Court of India, Shri Arjuna Meghwal ji, Honorable Minister of State for Law and Justice, Government of India, Shri Sanjeev Prakash Sharma, Acting Chief Justice of the High Court of Rajasthan, Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Learned Attorney General for India, very distinguished my colleague judges of the High Court of Rajasthan, Shri Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, Justice Dwarka Prasad Gupta, Honorable former Chief Justice of High Court of Rajasthan, very distinguished eminent personality present with us, Justice Abha Nayar Patel, Honorable Judge Supreme Court of Zambia, Shri Rajendra Prasad, Advocate General Rajasthan, Shri Vikas Singh, Senior Advocate, President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri Anureshwar Gupta, Senior Advocate and Vice President of Nivaran, Shri V. Srinivasan, Chief Secretary Rajasthan, Shri Rajiv Kumar Sharma, Director General of Police, Mr. Stephen Thiru, President of the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, very distinguished judges of the Commonwealth nations who are here to grace this conference, Mr. Devarth, President, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Vice President, SCORA, Registrar General and officers of the High Court of Rajasthan, Member Secretary and other office bearers of the Rajasthan State Legal Service Authority, President, Rajasthan High Court Bar Association, very distinguished senior advocates from the Supreme Court and from the High Court of Rajasthan, members of the bar, delegates, distinguished mediators, friends from media, and very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very good evening to all of you. It is both A privilege and a pleasure to join you all this evening at the Commonwealth Peace Mediation Conference 2026. At the outset, I congratulate the Rajasthan High Court, Rajasthan State Legal Service Authority, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, the Supreme Court Bar Association, and especially Nivaran for bringing together such a distinguished gathering of judges, jurists, mediators, diplomats, and scholars from across the Commonwealth. In the morning, when I was preparing some points for today's speech, I came across that the Jaipur city was designed on principles of harmony and proportion. The idea was so that no part of the city ever overwhelms another. Then I thought that nothing can be a better venue for a conference on mediation than the Jaipur, because that is what precisely mediation asks us. It says, no single voice, however powerful, be allowed to overwhelm another. Friends, we meet here under a theme that sounds almost like a paradox: peace, mediation, and the rule of law. For centuries, we were trained to think of these two ideas as belonging to different worlds. The rule of law, we are taught, lives in the courtroom, in precedent, in the solemn authority of a judgment. Peace, on the other hand, was thought to live somewhere softer, in conversation, compromise, in the art of two people finding a way back to each other. This conference exists to correct that old, tired assumption. Peace is not the absence of law. Peace is one of law's finest achievements. I am reminded of those stories which we learnt in childhood, when there were no lawyers near and around the villages and a dispute would arise, and as the Honorable Chief Minister very aptly pointed out, that the village panchayat would sit and resolve the disputes. The elders of the village will sit together, talked until the matter was resolved. Nobody called it as an alternative dispute resolution. In those days, we called it as panchayat. It was mediation before the word became fashionable. And it worked because everyone present there one thing in common, and that was very important. What was that in common? They had to live in that very village long after the dispute was over. That, to my mind, is the truest test of any peace. Not whether the paperwork is signed, but whether the neighbors can still share a cup of tea the next morning. And that is the fundamental of mediation. This conference has chosen not to speak of mediation as a single, uniform idea. Over the coming 3 days, you will move across 8 distinct terrains where mediation does its noiseless work. You will speak on family mediation, where the objective is not merely to divide property, but to preserve a child's right to two parents who still speak to each other. You will speak on workplace mediation, because an organization, much like a family, cannot function on judgments alone. It needs trust repaired, not that only the disputes are disposed of. You will also discuss commercial and infrastructure mediation, where a stalled highway or a delayed power plant is not just a legal file, but livelihoods for thousands waiting on the other side of a signature. You will also speak on criminal justice mediation, treading very carefully between accountability and restoration. Then you are going to discuss community mediation, environmental and climate mediation, where the disputes between the parties include rivers and forests that cannot speak for themselves. And finally, of global peace building, where you look across borders and where the stakes are far from the household to something more, as we were talking in the era of geopolitical crisis. What strikes me is that despite this enormous range, from a squabble over a shared wall to a ceasefire between the two nations, the underlying grammar remains the same. And that grammar is, somebody has to listen more than they speak. Somebody has to translate anger into interest, and interest into an option that both sides can love together, live with. That is not a soft skill. I firmly believe it is one of the hardest skills that the legal profession asks of anyone to learn through vigorous training and self-acquired experience. I have said on more than one occasion, and I repeat it here, that mediation must no longer be treated as a lesser cousin of litigation, waiting outside the courtroom for its turn. It has earned, through the persistence of practices and like the support of the practitioners and mediators, many of who are present in this hall, and also now with the statutory backup of Mediation Act of 2023, a seat at the same table as the court, mediation has acquired. The two are not competitors. They are complementary to each other. The court gives us certainty, precedent, and the final word when all else fails. Mediation gives us the space to write our own ending. Before the last word even need to be spoken, one does not diminish the other. They sustain each other the way a river needs both the banks. I also believe that there will be a discussion on technology, because you are going to make a promise of making the online dispute resolution a very robust mechanism which will reach disputants in the remotest corners of the Commonwealth. I welcome that pragmatic idea, but with one caution, that you can effectively address through your software mechanism. And that caution is, online mediation may not be left entirely to AI-based software. They may carry a human voice, but won't be able to display human empathy and apology. I recommend that online mediation should be conducted predominantly by trained mediators only. Friends, by the time you leave Jaipur on successful completion of this conclave, you are expected to adopt the Jaipur Declaration on Peace Mediation. I hope that document travels further and far more faster than the declaration. Let it be less of a ceremonial parchment and more of a working promise. One, that a young lawyer in Lagos, a mediator in Colombo, or a judge in Toronto can actually reach for on such a difficult occasion when two parties are seemingly exhausted and desperately looking for a graceful way home. I will also respond to the caveat which Mr. Tushar Mehta, learned solicitor, has put on the book of Sri Aruneshwar Gupta, very deceptively captioned as "Death of my mistress, the law, birth of my love, justice." As I try to go through some of the pages and some of the chapters, let me give a deep compliment to Sri Gupta that, contrary to the deceptive heading, the book is the story of someone who loved the law so deeply that over the years he came to discover something even greater, the true meaning of justice itself. Ladies and gentlemen, gatherings such as this one are too often measured by the eloquence of their addresses and grandeur of their venues. I would suggest a different measure. The true worth of this conference shall lie in the conversation it begins rather than concludes, in the friendship forged across jurisdictions that once seemed distant from one another, and in the Jaipur Declaration that we shall together adopt at the closure of these proceedings, and an earnest pledge to carry the spirit of mediation back to our respective courts, chambers, and communities. I am confident that the conversation over the next 3 days will not only enrich our understanding of mediation, but will also strengthen our collective resolve to build justice systems that are more humane, more responsive, and more conducive to lasting peace. With these words, I wish the conference every success and have the privilege of declaring the Commonwealth Peace Mediation Conference 2026 open. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Lordship, for those profound and guiding words that will remain with us throughout this conference and beyond also. We now move forward to the souvenir presentation ceremony.
As we approach to the conclusion of this memorable inaugural session, it is time to express our heartfelt gratitude to the distinguished dignitaries whose gracious presence has elevated the stature of this conference. भारतीय परंपरा में सम्मान केवल एक औपचारिकता नहीं बल्कि कृतज्ञता, आदर और आत्मीयता की अभिव्यक्ति है. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Anup Kumar Dhand, Judge, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Vinod Kumar Bharwani, Judge, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Shri Bhajan Lal Sharma, Honorable the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Uma Shankar Vyas, Judge, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta, Judge, Supreme Court of India. May I now request Honorable Ms. Justice Rekha Burana, Judge, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Vishnoi, Judge, Supreme Court of India. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Sameer Jain, Judge, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Honorable Ms. Justice Abha Nair Patel, Judge, Supreme Court of Zambia. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Kuldeep Mathur, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. May I now request Honorable Mrs. Justice Shubha Mehta, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Shri R. Venkataramani, Attorney General for India. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Ganesh Ram Meena, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Prakash Sharma, the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court and Executive Chairman, Ralsa. May I request Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kumar Upman, Judge Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Shri Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General of India. May I now request Shri Raghavendra Kachwal, Principal Secretary, Law, Government of Rajasthan, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Shri Vikas Singh, President, Supreme Court Bar Association. May I request Shri Ajay Singh, Registrar cum PPS, to Honorable the Acting Chief Justice, to kindly present the conference souvenir to Shri Anureshwar Gupta, Vice President, Nivaran. May I now request Madam Prerna Sharma, wife of Honorable the Acting Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court, to felicitate Madam Suman Mehta, wife of Honorable Mr. Justice Sandeep Mehta, Judge Supreme Court of India, and to kindly present a memento as well. I also request Madam Prerna Sharma to kindly felicitate Madam Suman Vishnoi, wife of Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Vishnoi Saab, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Mrs. Girishma Sharma, Joint Secretary, Rajasthan State Legal Services Authority, to kindly present a memento to Madam Prerna Sharma. Now I request Shri Chanchal Mishra, Registrar General, Rajasthan High Court, to kindly present a memento to Shri Rajendra Prasad, Advocate General, Rajasthan. Now I request Shri Hariom Atri, Member Secretary, Ralsa, to kindly present a memento to Shri V. Srinivas, Chief Secretary, Government of Rajasthan. I request Shri Hariom Atri Sahab to kindly also present a memento to Shri Rajiv Kumar Sharma, DGP, Government of Rajasthan.
Thank you very much. Now we move on to, we actually now nearing to the end of the sessions, this session particularly, but now we come to the presentation of centenary commemorative volume in memory of Justice Dwarka Prasad Gupta, a tribute to life devoted to the cause of justice. And it's a profound pleasure to inform you all over here that Dwarka Prasad Gupta's son is Mr. Aruneshwar Gupta, and his family has also come here to, distribute these books, which is a volume of his life, personal and professional, amongst to the dais over here. So I'll call out the names of his family members to please, and I'll request you to come on the dais and give these volumes to our dignitaries. I'll first call the name Mrs. Padma Gupta, wife of Shri Aruneshwar Gupta, and daughter-in-law of Justice Gupta, to give a volume to Justice Suryakant, Honorable Justice, Chief Justice of India. I'll request Pallavi Malviya Gupta, Srimati Rashika Gupta. I'm so sorry, I don't know whether Srimati or Miss. I'm sorry. And Suna Das. I'll request Shriya Gupta. All his family members to please come near the dais so that we can distribute the books, the volume. Thank you very much. May I now request Shri Aruneshwar Gupta, Vice President Nivaran, for the vote of thanks.
Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, and the founding father of this conference. But for him, the conference would not have been here. Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Honorable Judges of Supreme Court of India and Commonwealth countries, Honorable Minister of State for Law and Justice, Honorable Judges of High Court of Acting Chief Justice of Rajasthan, Attorney General, Solicitor General of India, Vikas, my dear friend, President of Nivaran, Honorable Judges of High Court of Rajasthan, distinguished guests, delegates from India and across Commonwealth, members of my family, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. As we conclude this inaugural session, permit me to leave a personal reflection. Most people seem to discover early in their life what they are meant to do. Their purpose reveals itself while the road ahead is still long. My journey has been different. It has taken me nearly 50 years to begin understanding what perhaps is the larger design of the cosmos. When I entered the Supreme Court on August 1, 1976, I believed I had found my destination, and that is what I called my mistress. Looking back today, I realized that the Supreme Court was never my destination. It was my preparation. For 5 decades, the Supreme Court of India was my Kurukshetra, the sacred field where constitutional values, human conflicts, rights and duties were tested every day. Within those courtrooms, I learned that the majesty of law lies not merely in the deciding disputes, but in preserving the rule of law, protecting human dignity, and strengthening the institution that sustains democracy. Yet every Kurukshetra ultimately seeks a higher purpose. The destination of law is justice. The destination of justice is peace. And the highest expression of peace in a society that is increasingly free from conflict. That understanding gradually brought me to mediation and ultimately to the peace mediation. And that is the topic of the conference that we are having now. In courts, if courts are the guardians of justice, peace mediation is the guardian of human relationships. Courts resolve disputes according to law. Peace mediation restores trust through dialogue, understanding and reconciliation. Perhaps this conference represents the new chapter, not merely in my own journey, but I hope in the evolution of our judicial system itself. If Supreme Court has been my Kurukshetra, then the global movement of peace mediation shall remain my Dharamkshetra, for where years the cosmos still grants me. I express my deepest gratitude to Honorable Chief Justice of India for gracing this occasion and for his inspiring leadership, to the Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan for the state unwavering support to the conference and otherwise, to the Honorable Judges of Supreme Court of India and the Constitutional Courts of Commonwealth, to the Home Minister of State of Law and Justice, the learned Attorney General, my dear friend, the learned Solicitor General of India, the Acting Chief Justice of Rajasthan, Honorable Judges of High Court, and my colleagues at the bar. May this conference not conclude as a memorable event, but begin as a lasting movement. May we leave Jaipur with the conviction that every conflict prevented is a greater than dispute resolved. Before I conclude, there is a debt of gratitude that I can never fully repay. A professional journey of 50 years is never traveled alone. Behind every lawyer who spends long days and countless nights preparing cases, appearing in court, traveling and serving clients, stands a family, and that silently bears the unseen burden. My wife has carried that burden almost single-handedly. While I devoted myself to the profession, she devoted herself to our family. The responsibility that I could not discharge at home quietly became hers. She fulfilled them with extraordinary grace, unwavering dignity, and remarkable strength. Never seeking recognition, never expressing resentment, and never allowing those sacrifices to diminish the warmth and stability of our home. If I have been able to stand before the bar for 50 years, it is because she stood firmly behind our family for 45 years. Whatever recognition comes to me today belongs as much to her as it to me. I also express my heartfelt gratitude to my children, my extended family, my colleagues, my chamber members, my office staff, my clients, my friends, and the country and the countless well-wishers who have walked beside me throughout, and there are a large number of them who are here with me today for 5 decades. Every one of you has been a part of the journey. Thank you for your presence, your encouragement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arunshar Gupta ji. Now may I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you very much. May I now request the dais to please, when you go up the dais, to sign the Jaipur Declaration on Peace, Mediation and the Rule of Law by dignitaries, and the honorable judges also to please sign the Jaipur Declaration which is kept over here. It's a declaration, it's a promise to be made and to be fulfilled. This is a historical moment and a day in the history of Rajasthan in Jaipur. That a declaration is being, made and being signed.